What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today's video, we have two things for you. We have two trades to show you in real time. First trade we're going to see is a short trade, and you're going to witness me get stuck in a halt and then the stock squeeze higher, and then I still be able to manage the emotion and manage the trade properly to end up making it a win. And then you're also going to see two long trades on the stock NIO. It will show you kind of how we go about picking our price target for entry and for exit. Now, I tried to make this video as quick as I possibly could, but it looks like it's still going to be about 30 minutes long. So if you have to fast forward or speed it up to ×2 to get through it quicker, feel free to do it. But I'm going to try to make these videos as short as I can going forward. But again, there's only so much that I can do, because if the trade takes 15 minutes, it takes 15 minutes. And if you watch those full 15 minutes, you're going to really see what it's like for me holding positions through a bunch of moves, not getting faked out. So I hope you guys like the video. Stay tuned. BITW. Wow. Yeah, it's below 3 deviations, so there's potential for a long bounce down there, actually. It scares me looking at it, so I'm going to stay away from that. Started a little short on VVOS, but it still kind of looks strong. Still seems like there's quite a bit of people buying in this dip with it. Still short on EOQ, EQOS with that 100 shares. We're kind of fading back down here a little bit. Not much, though. So added up a little bit more short. I'm a short 500 shares on VVOS here. VVOS starting to smack down a bit. Still got the 500 shares. Short bias. We'll see if this is a true rejection. We start to kind of just smack down for the day. If we smack down, first target on this move would be 965 to 950. That would be essentially the target in this drop move. Not going to go super big size because we are sort of in a risky situation. We kind of consolidating. So it's just kind of which way the market snaps out. Shorts win or bears, either the shorts lose or the bulls lose. So whatever one happens, happens. That's why I'm not going extremely big size where we're currently trading at. Again, to me, it's a stock running on no news, right? We have daily biotech pulse. Macrogenetics breast cancer drug wins FDA approval, but this is Vivos Therapeutics, so it's not Macrogenetics breast, unless I don't know something, unless there's something I don't understand, because it's Vivos Therapeutics shares earlier halted to circuit breaker, resumed trading. So one piece of the news says Vivos, the other one says Macrogenetics. Who the hell's Macrogenetics? That's the question. I thought this was Vivos Therapeutics. So anyways, stock still looks like it's got some pretty strong momentum here. Yeah, I mean, so we're squeezing a bit. So I'll take, let's say, I still have I got 500 shares short. I was considering taking off, but I'm seeing sellers come back in on the top of that candle pretty strong. All right, EQOS is holding up pretty well. So just going to take the last bit of that short off on EQOS. So all out of EQOS there. Yep. Yeah, so it's like VVOS here today is just running up on, again, no news. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. And we're trading, right at, we're trading right at the 4-hour. And what about the daily? Well, daily actually has a little bit of room. So right now, the current share price of VVOS is trading at the 4-hour long-term standard deviation mark. The daily chart has all the way to 1314. Part of me doesn't feel like it's actually going to go to 1314. It's running on no news. So anyways, I'm kind of in the side where it's like, I don't really know what to do. It's like we're right on resistance. If it doesn't sell off here, it's going to go higher. But if it goes higher, then it's going to be even better for a short. So I'm almost on the fence of like not even wanting to take off my shares and just letting it squeeze me up. Because I mean, people are, yeah, they're fighting this pre-market high right now. So far, there's no break, or they can't get a break. But it doesn't really look like there's a ton of selling off this location either. So just kind of sitting watching. I mean, with 500 shares, if it snaps down, hey, I win, right? If I have 500 shares and it squeezes all the way out, I'm going to lose. But then we'll have another short trade somewhere that I can re-average up and, probably manage the position okay. That's looking pretty heavy. Oh, shorts still got the weak hands here, getting squeezed up on that candle. EQOS, not quite at 3 deviations. A lot of times when they try to keep running a stock, what they're going to do is they're going to push it up close to 3 deviations, but not all the way there. And then shorts kind of come in a little early, and then they get squeezed, right? So what I've noticed is that a lot of times the stock has more momentum when it avoids going to 3 deviations, but it gets close. So it's almost like it kind of tricks people into going short, and they go short, and then it just pulls back slightly because it didn't fully go all the way to 3 deviations, and then it keeps squeezing. So for right now, EQOS is definitely a strong stock, and we're going to avoid being on the short side of that for right now. Looks like, yeah, I would say there's some more traders coming in selling on VVOS. Tried to add a couple hundred more shares short. Just kind of look like we're getting heavy there. They never gave me the fill though, so still just 500 shares. So canceled my open orders. EQOS is easy to borrow on Lightspeed, yes. So we've slightly given back a little bit of money from where we were currently on the day. We're up to about 3,400 right now. We're sitting at 3,300. So have given back slight bit of money from the ones that we're green on or whatnot. Again, I'm not a big fan of JUPW just because the volume is so light on that. So I'm kind of holding off on that again because the volume's so light. Yeah, again, if it doesn't have a ton of volume, I usually just avoid trading it. Yeah, market's trying really hard here on VVOS to squeeze this move out. Okay, so far longs are successful. I'm really impressed so far. I mean, hey, I guess if the market wants to go up, they can force it up. Why not? Strong move there, VVOS or yeah, VVOS. Looks like it's going to get halted, so that's not bad. 314. All right, so I got a limit order set at $13.40 for 2,000 shares short. So if it just somehow magically opens up, squeezes straight to 13.40, I'm going to be short more. No shares to locate. Yeah, there are a lot of shares of short on it. I picked mine up pre-market, so I have more, but yeah, there's really no shares to short now. So that tells you that all the shorts have been used up. Everybody's buying it because they feel that this stock is meant to be a short on the day. So people are coming in, they're buying up those shares, and they're essentially going short bias. JUPW keeps going up, but again, volume's pretty light there. I'm pretty yeah, I would say it's just not enough volume for us. Wow, I really wish I could short SCPS right now. Actually, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't want to do that. But we could have a crazy bounce move from that. Blue Razor, very nice work, my man. 5 out of 5 using the deviation strategy and the bounce scanner. So very good. But yeah, anyways, like this, yeah, this VVOS, I mean, big smackdown there from VVOS. Still in the 500 shares. Haven't added anything. So what's my average? 1063 is my average. So I'm above my average by about $1. So down $500 close to on the position right now with VVOS. So it's really in the situation where, you know, if it snaps down really hard, I might go back to break even. If it squeezes all the way up, then I could get more short off low risk levels and I'd be much happier with, and then add more short. So just kind of sitting on the fence. Yeah, look at that big sell off there. All right, so that's a nice sell off, starting to pop up though. So this is where you would add. Okay, so now we're cracking down. So we're back to a positive trade. Looks like it's going to get halted. So I have 700 shares short on it now. Like I said, I wanted it all the way up at 1356. I wasn't willing to put risk on before that. If in the event it squeezed all the way up to 1356 and my loss would be too big. So I either had to just basically wait for the short move to happen with the amount of shares that I had, or I had to wait for it to go up to 1356, continue losing, and then leverage up and bring my average closer to 1350s, 12, 13 bucks or whatever, so that when the move come down, I'd make a bigger win. So really just, in the situation where, we're riding 700 shares, and I think we can maybe see this drop out to 979 to 971 here pretty soon. EQOS just went into a gigantic sell-off. It's kind of soul crushing looking at that and realizing that would have been a monster trade. Wow. Yeah, 5-day. Of course, remember that the standard deviation lines calculate whatever time frame you're looking at. So they're calculating the standard deviation movement for the time frame you're looking at. So it's not, is this one more correct than that one, or is that one more correct than that one? Whatever time frame you're looking at is 100% legit, 100% true based on the time frame you're looking at, because it's only what the system does is it gives you the standard deviation for the time frame that you're looking at. If I'm looking at a 1 day, 1 minute, it's going to give me the standard fluctuation for 1 day, 1 minute. If you're looking at 5 day, 5 minute, it's going to give you the standard fluctuation for 5 day, 5 minute. If you're looking at 25 years, it'll tell you, hey, this is what the 25 years standard fluctuation is. So it's not that one's more correct than the other, or this one's better than that one. You're using a system that's giving you 100% true data to whatever you're looking at, right? And then how you use it, that's up to you, right? The system's not wrong, right? It's how you go about using what you want to use. I trade 1 day, 1 minute charts, and I look at yearly and 4 hours pretty much all day long. So now we're in the halt going down on VVOS. So this is fun. Jason Lewis, okay, halted above, easy to borrow. Oh yeah, of course I trade large caps. Normally, I mean, at this point, I'm just starting my day out pretty much looking at every junk stock I can to short them, and then, you know, if in the event a large cap is moving in a good for matter, then I would trade it. So you're thinking Adobe? Oh, I want to watch SPCS. PCS? Wait, what's it called? SCPS. Oh, it's opened and it's squeezing more. This is the true definition of FOMO. Like, this is the true definition of I'm about to blow my account today by buying at this price. Here come the sellers. I'm pretty sure I saw some people stepping down on the bid, or sorry, the ask. Okay, maybe not. All right, people. Oh, there it goes. About to get halt. Oh gosh, if it gets halted, I mean, this is a perfect. This is a perfect way. So, like I said, guys, you know what? Hold on, let me look at Adobe really quick. Sorry, still in that short. So if it fades out, it fades out. Again, remember the target was going to be down to closer to 970. If it bounces up a little bit, that's fine. I don't really see the market wanting to go long on this big time after they just saw themselves get smacked in the face real hard. Tried to add some short, really hard to get fills on that. So I'm in 900 shares short now. But with VVOS, I mean, or not VVOS, with that SCPS stock, if that unhalts and then it goes crashing down like really hard, we can maybe do a nice bottom dip buy bounce. That's the only thing I trade on these crazy ones like WNW and SCPS. I just let everyone FOMO buy them up and then wait for them to all dump the stock, and then we just buy the bottom. To me, it's always more predictable and trying to figure out how long it's going to run, when it's going to crash, versus just letting everybody FOMO buy it, then letting them crash the stock down to a low risk level, and then we dip by that bottom is usually how I go about that. So still in 900 shares short bias with VVOS. We could see like a formation of a head and shoulders pattern here. So if VVOS pushes back up towards the price of 11.12, I'll re-add short there, anticipating we're going to do a head and shoulders formation, and then we roll over and drop out. If we drop out down to say 980 right now, then I'm just going to cover my 900 shares. Neo, I'll take a look 1 second. Oh yeah, Neo baby. Shit. This is just a situation where you're just gonna have to start buying it. You just can't even think about it. You just gotta start. Okay, going long Neo. Started 1,400 shares long Neo on this bottom, and now I got to move one chart over to VVOS because I got a lot going on right now. So long, yeah, long. Just got to go long. That's it. Just can't not go long on that bottom. That's just too enticing. Look at that sell off down on the 3 deviation, just below the 9 moving average. We should have a move at least back up to 44.27. Is there any sort of news that just happened? Toyota's place bumped in. There might be some news. I don't honestly know. But all I know is we're at a low risk level, so I'm long Neo 1,400 shares. Let's go. There's the 9 moving average. We're going to target up to 44.45 in this bounce for right now. Oh, VVOS coming down to my targets. So I got a cover on VVOS now. Pretty close. Oh, that's getting smacked beautifully. All right, going to cover that position on VVOS. That just hit my target. So all out of VVOS for the perfect short back down. Now we're holding still long on NEO with, again, targets of 44.45 for right now. Come on. We just got to get over this 9 moving average. I mean, like, that's a good spot to take on. I want to see 44.45. I think it can happen. All right, there's 44.33, 44.37. Oh, come on, Connor. Change your ticker, bud. Don't be a freaking jabroni today. It's not worth it, bud. Not worth it. So there's the target hit on, excuse me, I got a lot going on. So there's a target hit on NEO. Kind of missed a take because I'm an idiot over here dicking around with a bunch of trades. So I'm going to close that trade on NEO because that hit the target. So all out of NEO. It's a lot going on. All right. So done with NEO. We netted $365 on that trade. If I took bigger size, it would have been a bigger win. Sure, who cares? But that was a perfect bounce trade from 3 deviations up to the 2 standard deviation mark, just over the 9 moving average. It could go higher. I'm sure it could. I'm satisfied. That was a good trade. There was a lot going on anyways. I was in a short. I was out of a short. Then I fat fingered back into a short. Then I thought I covered the short, but really I bought more shorts and I had to cover that short, and then I had to take off NEO. So there was a lot going on. A little bit stressful there for about a half second, but we're okay. We're keeping our composure and no one's freaking out. No one's freaking out. All right, no, seriously, I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna go warm up this coffee. And if somehow snow starts to go red on the day, I'm just gonna close that. It's 50 shares. If it's about to go red, then I'm just gonna close it. So anyways, I will be right back. Okay. All right. I'm back on. 250K into is just insane. That is just nuts. Okay. What's happening now? What do I have to think about doing? Maybe getting this Thinkorswim program to actually work would be good. That looks like junk. Oh, NFR. Neo still kind of is enticing me for a long. Let me check some other things on Neo. But yeah, I think we're a little late to that, but I think we could be back in long on Neo. I think I might do a smaller trade. I'm just going to go long 400 on Neo. But I definitely think we could be in for a bigger bounce back up, maybe towards 44, 43. We had some buyers come in there. Then we had a lot of buyers hammer that down. I mean, we are at 3 deviations on the downside. Neo has been running strong for a couple days. But are you really, really meant to just shake down below 3 deviations on the day big time? I don't think so. So still holding the 400 shares long right now. Okay, so Neo is, I mean, it definitely has some strength to the downside. Like it is pressing kind of hard down. You know, maybe the bounce trade isn't going to be very easy. I just don't see us really selling off like just like monstrous. Well, the TTM is kind of picking up down though. But I still think we're in for a little bounce, or we're still in a low risk section to even hold along. I mean, we're a little positive from the previous trade. It does look like this market's trying to press it down some, but the other side of me says that this might just kind of chop around a little bit, then we'll eventually pick up and kind of go for a bounce. So we'll see. I mean, I'm just going to let these 400 shares stay. I'm not over leveraged. That looks a little better. So added up to 600 shares long Neo. Would have been better if I was adding lower, but it was a little questionable. I was a little nervous on that price action, how it was developing, but that's a strong kind of buyback candle. TTM is now on the yellow side, and the volume has shifted more to buying than it has selling in this bottom, at least for the time being. Yep, mRNA's the long on the day. Sure enough, that thing boomed. God, such an idiot. Should have been long. Yeah, but it pretty much just bounced back to resistance, so you're probably going to see it sell off a little bit now for what it's doing. Market's still pressing down a little bit here on Neo. It's impressive. I don't fully understand. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't fully understand anything. I'm an idiot. How could I? Let's see. I mean, the market is not trying to make this go long. Here we go. Starting to squeeze, baby. Starting to squeeze. So average is 44.13. So anything above 44.13 back in the green on this trade. Just holding 600 shares. It was a little bit of a more of a challenging dip long for me. So just gonna stay long the 600. I was trading a really big size yesterday, and I'm kind of just a little tired, honestly. I feel like I'm a little exhausted. So I'm just gonna try to keep things maybe a little smaller today on the size. So bought some more NEO because we kind of went in a dip there. I thought it made sense. So now at 900 shares long. I mean, obviously we want to reclaim back over this 9 moving average. If we can get up and over the 9 moving average, that would be good. And I think, of course, we could get back to a target of 44.14 to, yeah, 44.40 or so. I think is very possible. Beautiful short there in mRNA from a high of 147 pretty much to 145, 2-point short move to the downside. I mean, people are still really kind of like holding this NEO down, which makes me a little like, yeah, I mean, the long's just not working very easy because people are still selling it down a little bit. But looks like we got strong buyers there still. So there's the retest of that 9 moving average because we kind of just pushed up that 44.29, hit the 9 moving average. Getting through that would be the key. I'm going to take some shares off just because it's just kind of struggling, moving a little slower, and I'm more of a volatility person. So took some off, made money on that. So still holding 300 shares. So if it pushes up, pops, does whatever it wants to do from here, I'm completely satisfied. So that's pretty solid. That gets the day up to $4,400 on the day. Looking at tickers, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tickers traded, 1 red. So probably about like 83 or so, 84% accuracy on the day amongst red to green on tickers. So that's phenomenal. I haven't seen my scanner in a while, so something could be happening. That JUPW, it's still going up.